So as we all know, the money is in the list, or better yet, the money is in the relationship with your list. But if they don't open your email, it's not really going to matter. So in this video, I'm going to dive into various tips on how to improve the email open rates of your email list.
Looking for clever ways to grow your business? Then you are in the right place. This is where you get a behind the scenes on what's working in marketing today. My name is Wilco Kreij, and here's what I discovered.
So first things first, just to make sure you're aware, the email open rate is obviously the percentage of people that opens your email, which you want to be as high as possible. So the first tip I want to give you, and I do this when someone joins me for the very first time on my email list, I ask them to whitelist my email. And if you provide awesome value, obviously not everyone is going to do it, but chances are that some people are going to either add you to your address book or add you to their email whitelist inside of Gmail or inside of Hotmail. And one ninja trick is that you can do, which you can do with various autoresponders such as, for example, ActiveCampaign and others, is if someone signs up using a Gmail address, you include automatically a different section saying, hey, here's how you do that for Gmail. But if they subscribe from an Hotmail at hotmail.com address or at live.com address, then you automatically add in a description saying how you need to do that for that. So make it as targeted as possible for them. So that's the first thing. Make sure to ask your audience to whitelist your email address. And secondly is obviously to send personalized and engaging emails. I mean, if your email address spam, no one's going to read it. So you want to provide value, you want to build a relationship, you want to be human as well. They don't like to read robotic emails. So that's very important as well. And number three, which is sort of in line with that, is that you should try to use open loops. And what I mean with that is you should try to create a story that spreads out over multiple emails. Instead of just sending an email on itself, that's it. Next email on itself, that's it. What you can do is like to create a bit of a story, like, and you finalize that first email, you end that first email saying, and you know what happened next? I'll tell you that in my next email. It's going to be, very fun. And then in the next email, you'll tell them that story of, what happened. And then at the very end, like, but I learned, like, you create another open loop. You tell like, but like next time I'm going to show you this and this and this. In other words, you're going to pre-sell the next email, because some people are going to be like, I need to know what that is. I mean, it's the same thing that every sitcom or every episode on TV is doing, right? They close it with some kind of a hook, some kind of an open loop to make sure people are getting hooked towards the next episode. And that's a very powerful strategy that I've been practicing as well. And every time I do it, it immediately improves the open rates as well. And number four is kind of obvious, right? Which is to write epic subject lines, because if you send them an email, the first thing they're going to see is the subject line. And first thing you want to do is make sure to split test your subject line. So what you can do is send out an email to, for example, 20% of your list, and you have two different titles. And then after a while, after a couple hours, you're going to see like, all right, this title actually had a higher open rate. So then you're going to send to the remaining 80% of your list, you're going to send out that winning headline. And another powerful strategy to do in the headline is to use emoticons. Emoticons are so far right now at this moment while I'm recording this video something that a lot of people are not very used to, and it seems in all my experience so far that it's actually increasing the open rates when used properly. And tip number 5 could actually be the most important one, which is to clean your list and do it repeatedly and ideally automatically. Like if someone subscribes to your list, as much as you want them to be on your list and send them emails, if they don't want to read your emails, if they're not opening your emails, they're not going to read it, and it's actually hurting you, because the more people are not reading your emails, then Gmail, Hotmail, all these other parties, they're going to notice, right? Because a lot of people, they just received the email, but apparently they're not opening it, so your email must be of low quality. So it's really important to automatically and systematically delete people from your list if they're not opening your emails, right? So what we do in our business, after X amount of days, if they haven't opened an email, we're going to send them a re-engagement service, which means that we're going to send them more value, and then we're going to say like, hey, like, what did I do wrong? Like, you're not reading any of my emails. And basically I'm trying to re-engage and reconnect with them, and if they don't engage on that, boom, we are deleting them right away from our list, because if they're not reading our emails, there's no point keeping them on our list as well. So that's really it. 5 tips to make sure you are getting higher open rates. Ask them to whitelist you, send engaging and personalized emails, use open loops towards the next email as well. Write epic subject lines, and finally, make sure to clean your email list repeatedly and automatically. So I'm going to cry here with all of you, and I'll see you all in the next video.